Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a trending edition of the debate tonight, and time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. Sanjay Singh is one of the right-hand people of Arvind Kejriwal, and he's got bail after 6 months today. And the circumstances, the observations, and the happenings around that bail decision is what has got me curious. The court asked the straight question, and the one I've been asking myself to the BJP. Where is the money trail? Not the approver mail, but the money trail. Because this liquor case has been going on since 2022, and the ED is investigating. ED has to establish a money trail. We are about 2 years short now. At the end of the day, 2 years on, it all comes down to one thing: proving a money trail, proving that money was made, proving the link, proving the defined route from where the money went. No doubt money was made. No doubt, 100%, 338 crores minimum benefits to be exact, as said by the Supreme Court. The question is, whose pocket did it go to? The question is, how exactly was it spent? That is what we mean by money trail. The allegation, we know that the AAP used the money in the Goa election, but just because the allegation is that the money was used, it cannot be that the money trail cannot be concrete. There has to be a defined route, a defined eventual beneficiary, and the ED will have to get very specific down to where the alleged kickbacks went. And the more time goes, the more questions will be asked. On the other hand, I think the AAP is jumping the gun. They cannot get very preachy about the bail given to Sanjay Singh, because the observations made in the court on Sanjay Singh's case cannot be and are not a blanket cover to the allegations against everyone else, including Kejriwal. And that's what Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj don't say. That the observations in the Sanjay Singh case are only about Sanjay Singh, not about Sisodia, not about Satyendra Jain, not about Arvind Kejriwal. And as equally, if the AAP says that they hail the courts for bail, they cannot go anti the courts when they keep their functionaries in jail. Ladies and gentlemen, this hashtag is interesting. Bail or trail? What do you think will happen eventually? Will they all get bail, or will the ED find the money trail? That's what I mean with the hashtag bail or trail. You can choose which way you think. Tell me what you think. We have a poll live on Republic World. Let's debate.
After 6 months in jail, AAP Sanjay Singh gets bail. The Rajya Sabha MP given bail after no objection from the ED.
आप सत्य को दबा सकते हैं, लेकिन आप सत्य को मिटा नहीं सकते हैं। आज संजय सिंह जी की जमानत ने ये दिखा दिया। हमने देखा कि किस तरह से पिछले 2 साल से एक एक करके आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं को झूठे केसों में गिरफ्तार किया जा रहा था, फंसाया जा रहा था। लेकिन आज संजय सिंह जी की जमानत ये बताती है कि आखिरकार जीत सत्य की ही होती है।
The Supreme Court questioned ED on the money trail in the Liquorgate scam. No money has been recovered from Sanjay Singh.
सच की जीत हुई है। हम तो शुरू से ही कह रहे थे कि ये पूरा का पूरा केस फर्जी है और भाजपा के दफ्तर में लिखा गया है। करीब 500 रेड के बाद भी एक चवन्नी की रिकवरी नहीं हुई। आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी कहा, जब मनी ट्रेल ही नहीं मिली तो हिरासत में रखने का क्या मतलब है? तो क्या भाजपा अब जांच करेगी? भाजपा के टॉप लीडर्स गिरफ्तार होंगे? ये बहुत जरूरी है कि सवाल पूछा जाए।
ED alleged that Singh took 2 crore rupees as kickbacks, with the BJP attacking AAP over the party's political vendetta claim.
जेल मिल गई और ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया। देखिए, इसका हमारी जो कोर्ट सिस्टम की, हमारी जुडिशरी की जो रोबस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस है, अब वो कहते हैं, कल जब राहुल गांधी जी बोल रहे थे उस दिन रामलीला मैदान, उन्होंने बोला इलेक्शन कमीशन ये फिक्स्ड मैच है, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर भी आपके हैं, जुडिशरी भी आपकी है। अरे भाई, जुडिशरी हमारी होती तो ये इतनी बढ़िया स्कीम है इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड, क्यों उन्होंने उसको नेगेटिव कर दिया? तो ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी की खासियत है कि हम अगर कोर्ट्स इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो जो भी निर्णय लेंगे, पर ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया।
AAP Sanjay Singh gets bail without the ED opposing it, with the Supreme Court asking what we are asking. Where is the money trail? Let's debate.
Tuhin Sinha, you know, at the end of the day, you can have 1 million approvers, but you've got to have a money trail. Where's the money trail?
Arnab, on 30th October 2023, when Manish Sisodia's bail plea had come up for hearing, under the same judge, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the judgment had very clearly said that a money trail of 338 crores stands tentatively established, and that was one of the reasons, or that was the key reason for denying bail to Manish Sisodia. So obviously, I think you need to give it more time because that case will come up for hearing. But having said that, Sanjay Singh was never seen as the chief collaborator or the kingpin in the case. If in this case the money trail has not been
why was he
established
arrested?
yet, that does not
Then why was he
absolve
arrested?
the Aam Aadmi Party.
If he was not a collaborator, if he did not have a significant role, why was he arrested? If you are saying that now, you didn't say that 6 months back. Why was he arrested?
Because at that point of time,
if he's not a kingpin, collaborator, or have a key role, why was he arrested?
At that point of time, if at that point of time the ED felt that interrogation was required, there were charges of 2 crore money being given to him. If at that point of time ED felt that interrogation was required, and if in the last 6 months he has answered the question satisfactorily, obviously things change in a span of 6 months.
Things change, what changes? Sorry, what changes? Please, can I be on screen? What changes?
If the ED feels that further custody of Mr. Singh is not required in the specific case, then obviously they derive no joy in keeping him in jail for eternity. Like I said, that does not absolve Arvind Kejriwal.
But what joy did they get in keeping him in jail for 6 months?
They wanted certain information, certain interrogation had to be carried out, and he may have, addressed those questions satisfactorily. I think these questions are best answered by ED. Based on the information that we have on public domain, the court has very
ED doesn't come on my program.
That today's bail any which way is not based on merit.
No, that's wrong.
No, I want to make one point here. The court literally cornered the ED today, Tuhin, and said that you have a choice, the section 45 of the PMLA, and we will invoke section 45 of PMLA, which will have cascading consequences for the rest of the case. Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, ladies and gentlemen, a nugget says either the court believes there is no case or feels that there is nothing more that can be, or the individual will not influence the case if he is out. Observation, a bail under section 45 PMLA would have been embarrassing for the ED, and hence the ED chose not to press for bail. So people who were surprised in the morning when they saw that the ED has gone soft on Sanjay Singh, it's not correct. The ED did not go soft on Sanjay Singh. It was a tactical decision, a strategic decision by the Honorable ASG SV Raju not to allow the bail under section 45 PMLA, but rather to intervene and not press for bail. Now, having said that, that's a technicality. The important thing is the focus has come on where the money trail is. 338 crores, you are correct, Tuhin, was the observation made by the Honorable Court of Justice Khanna regarding the money that was made in this case minimum, but the money being made by corporate groups or by the South Group or others is different from money being made by a politician. You don't have to prove, Tuhin, that the money has been made by certain people, because there is no doubt the liquor policy gave cascading returns to individual business people. Now the question to you is more complex, Tuhin. Which politician made the money? And if it is a hawala transaction, as you allege, how will you prove there is a trail to the hawala transaction? You are saying I will rely on approver statements. Will that be enough? Will that be enough?
These are
Tuhin, the
questions
question is to
which,
you. The debate is on.
I'm not representing the ED over here. I'm representing the BJP. And I have implicit trust in the institutions. They are fighting the case out. If in the previous judgment on 30th October, the judge had called for winding up the case in 6 to 8 months, I'm sure ED is aware of the deadline, ED is aware of the timeline and working towards it.
Excuse me.
You represent the party that controls the ED. You represent the party that has administrative and supervisory control over the ED. You represent the party that appoints
No,
the ED
don't trivialize this debate. Don't trivialize this debate. This is a, don't trivialize this debate with this gibberish. Don't trivialize this debate with this gibberish.
No, please don't attack me. Please attack the argument I'm making.
No, the BJP does not control ED. The BJP does not control ED.
When you cannot
it controls your mind.
Oh, you don't, is it? You don't.
If you are a lawyer, you should take responsibility for the statement that you're making. The BJP does not control the ED. It probably controls your mind.
On all the discoveries that the ED makes. You will use the arrest the ED makes to taint the opposition. The Prime Minister says even the Supreme Court is not giving them bail. March 31st in Meerut, Prime Minister Modi says even the Supreme Court is not giving them bail.
So
the
today,
Supreme Court has given them bail.
You
Mr. Prime Minister, what do you have to say?
Like
what do you have to say?
Ever.
The Supreme Court that your lackeys wrote a letter attacking last week.
Arnab,
what do you have to say? The Supreme Court has given Sanjay Singh bail, and next it's Sisodia, then Kejriwal, then Hemant Soren, K. Kavita. This is the beginning of the end of this extortion department and its reign of terror. This is the end of the reign of terror of the ED. The end has begun.
How can it absolve Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal?
First of all, as Mr. Goswami, whose understanding of the law I must commend, Section 45 of the PMLA clearly states if you're released on bail, the court believes you're not guilty of the offence. How can a trial court find Sanjay Singh guilty when the Supreme Court has granted him bail, saying there is no prima facie case made out against him? You are relying on approvers.
But then, okay, let me, 1 minute. Can I get Tuhin on the debate? It's a hot debate.
Simplifying it for you.
1 minute, now, please. Abhishek, cool it, please. Let others come in. Tuhin, I give you a chance to reply. Suhail is waiting. Anmol hasn't spoken
Arnab,
yet.
There is a difference between a chief conspirator and a collaborator. So, no.
I'll see.
So first, this blabbering that is there on your show.
1 minute. Can you, Abhishek? I want to hear the other side. Can you not do that, please? Thank you.
No, nobody can dare speak to me. When Arnab is speaking to me,
please, Abhishek don't. Don't let him complete, Abhishek. Please don't.
Is he a cheerleader for the liquor lobby?
Look at these personal attacks.
Can you not, please? Can you calm down, everyone, please? It's a very delicately poised matter. And Abhishek, there is no point trying to provoke Tuhin on this. It's a serious matter to which I want to bring the point here. And Suhail, I'm coming to you last. Apologies, but I want to go to the AAP spokesperson here. You see, you make a big deal of what the Supreme Court has said. Asked a question here. So the Supreme Court has asked a question here, where is the money trail? The Supreme Court has not said there is no money trail. Now, earlier, the Supreme Court has made more scathing observations, and the court has said that a transfer of 338 crores is tentatively established. You don't want to talk about that. When Justice Khanna says one aspect regard to the transfer of money, 338 crores is tentatively established, we have dismissed the bail. Would you hail them for that? You say, no, let's not talk about that. That's not right. The Supreme Court has also said that there is enough evidence to prove that Satyendra Jain is prima facie guilty of the alleged offences. The Supreme Court bench said, we are of the opinion, and I quote here, we are of the opinion that the appellants have miserably failed to satisfy us that there are reasonable grounds for believing they are not guilty of the alleged offences. On the contrary, everyone on, there is sufficient material collected by the ED to show that they are prima facie guilty of the alleged offences. At that point of time, you don't speak much about that. If I speak about it, you say you're making a mountain out of a molehill. So you're being selective. So don't jump too much, Anmol. This is just an observation. I can show you 1,000 more scathing observations as well. Anmol.
Can I respond? Arnab, today marks the victory of truth over falsehood, righteousness over unrighteousness, and justice over injustice. From the outset, we have been saying that you will not be able to detain us unjustly in this false and fabricated liquor scam.
Four on the screen.
And today, Lord Hanuman, wielding his mace, has begun dismantling your fortress of deceit, conspiracy, and corruption, which has been erected by the BJP. First point. Second, the Honorable Supreme Court very categorically asked two questions from the lawyer of Enforcement Directorate. That why do you want to keep him in custody? They had no answers. That is there any trace of money? They had no answers. The court very specifically said that even after investigating the matter for 2 years, even after 500 raids, not a single penny has been recovered. And he was kept behind bars on the basis of false and fabricated allegations. As far as the allegation of 338 crore is concerned,
Wait.
Arnab, this
One minute. Just one point. Anmol, can I intervene now because you obviously have information that I don't.
Arnab, I have to make one.
I need to be very factual with you. Anmol, may I just ask you, Anmol, may I just ask you for a clarification if you don't mind? Can you show me a single place where the court has said that there were false and fabricated allegations against Sanjay Singh? The exact use of the words. Can you please, because guide me through it, please?
Arnab, I don't have
words,
the order.
paragraph.
I was.
Where did the court say the fabric? No.
I was present in the hearing. The counsel for the Enforcement Directorate conceded because he know otherwise the Honorable Court would have to make observations as per the mandate of
Conceded
Section 45
what?
of the PMLA Act.
Conceded what?
The court clearly said.
Conceded what? No, sir, no. You said the court said. No, 1 minute. We can't be economical with the truth. 1 minute, Anmol, I just asked you, could you tell me what the Honorable Court, you are taking a liberty by ascribing words that have not been used by the court. And you say that with the utmost confidence on my program, which is the most watched program. The court did not use the phrase, the allegations against Sanjay Singh are false and fabricated. By using, you are quoting wrong words to the court. You can just retract that, otherwise it will spiral out of control.
I don't need to retract what has been held in the court today. The court very categorically said
that you should not misquote the Supreme Court thus.
I have not misquoted the Supreme Court. The court said that they'll prima facie have to make an observations as per the mandate of Section 45 of PMLA that Mr. Sanjay Singh has committed no offense. It has been very clearly stated. And you are very curious to know that where is the money trail? Arnab, on your show, day after day, I have been asking the BJP spokesperson
that the
data has been established. Data has been published by the Election Commission of India, which says that 60 crore rupees has been transferred to the Bharatiya Janata Party from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam P. Sharad Reddy. On 10th of November 2022, 5 crores were donated to Bharatiya Janata Party. And on 8th November 2023, another 55 crores were donated to Bharatiya Janata Party. And this was the reason why the Enforcement Directorate did not even oppose the bail application. And this was the same person who turned into an approver after 6 months being in custody. And he also made observations before the court that he has been threatened. He has been made under, after being in undue influence, after the coercion made by the officers of Enforcement Directorate. He was made to sign pre-dictated statements implicating Mr. Kejriwal. Now, this is the reality of the so-called liquor scam. And the Bharatiya Janata Party is rattled because they don't have answers
now,
to
Anmol,
these
can I come in?
questions.
Now, Anmol, can I come in?
Can I respond to this?
Anmol, can I come in? You know something, I completely understand and empathize the situation that you are in. There is a drought and you have to pull water out of a rock, and you will if necessary. You will squeeze the greatest amount of meaning from a statement that has not been made. Even if the Honorable Supreme Court smiles at you, you will say that you are being exonerated. You are overread into things and underread into things as per your convenience. I would like to tell you I am a man of exactitude. I like to be factual and accurate, especially when I am dealing with a court. the Supreme Court has said today that in the first 10 statements of Dinesh Arora, there is no implication of Sanjay Singh, but goes on to say that later in the 10th statement he does. The fact is that Dinesh Arora initially had not implicated Sanjay Singh, but later on in the 10th statement he does. There is a slight change in his version. When we look at sections 45 and 19 PMLA, we have to take these factors into account. It has to be tested when he comes to the witness box. Please don't read 40% of a sentence and remove 60%. What are you doing, Anmol?
Arnab, what I'm doing is...
And I'm too smart for that, Anmol. I am too much too smart for that, Anmol.
Because you are not willing to answer.
I'm much too smart, Anmol.
Arnab, this same court
Anmol, I've asked the BJP questions and you saw them uncomfortable. Sohail,
Arnab,
listen. Sohail, listen. You're an uninterested...
You haven't interrupted anyone.
Arnab, let me complete.
These guys
Did you
finish
ever ask
with their
the BJP
diatribe, I will get in.
spokesperson that why did they take 60 crores from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam? You're looking for money trail. I'm giving you evidence. The SBI has published the data. The Election Commission has published the data. Why are you not asking BJP spokesperson that why did they take 60 crores from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam?
Good.
You are the one who are asking for this specific question at the start of your show. Then please ask this man.
Arnab.
Show some courage and ask this man that why did they take 60 crores from the kingpin of the liquor scam? And this same court.
First of all, Arnab, can I just come in over here?
Okay,
Arnab, why don't you have a program with these guys? We'll just keep quiet.
1 minute. Can I get Sohail in 1 minute? Tuhin. Let me get Sohail in. Then you come in. Sohail's listening. Sohail, listen. Sohail, you know that the way I look at it is this is a matter about perception. Nobody understands perception more than you. Which way is it? How is it looking? What are the risks for both? How do you read it, given the Sanjay Singh bail, and how do you think people are reading it? Sohail.
I don't care about how people read it because I don't know enough people or as many people as you do, but let me just logically analyze what's happened today. Number one, Abhishek said lackeys. I wouldn't use the word lackeys for his own colleagues, but be that as it may, he's entitled to his opinion. I think the one thing that has been established is that the courts are not under the control of the government. Agencies may or may not be under supervisory control, again to quote a panelist on your program, but I don't think the courts are, otherwise this wouldn't have happened. Number two, bail is not a dismissal of the case or an acquittal. It is merely bail. So while Sanjay Singh is out of jail, he is not acquitted of a crime that he may have been arrested for or custodially remanded for. Number three, I don't think with all the publicity at this case, the Enforcement Directorate would have gone this far if they didn't have any evidence. To arrest a sitting chief minister, to arrest a member of parliament, to arrest a deputy chief minister. So that's number three. Number four, the same very Sanjay Singh today, who was granted bail by the Supreme Court, was also denied bail by various courts in the last 6 months. This is not the first time that he's appealed for bail. So the denial must have had some grounds. So if we believe that the courts are right today, we logically should believe that the courts were right then. Because you can't say that today, because the courts has exonerated him, the courts are fair. And because the courts didn't exonerate him earlier, the courts are unfair. I'm just talking as a layperson. The other issue here is very simple. Now, I can't remember the gentleman, the Aam Aadmi, Anmol, correct, Anmol. Anmol made a point saying that, look, establish the money trail of the 60 crores, which has been put up on the Election Commission's website. I totally agree. You cannot have selective amnesia when it comes to money trails or money that has been given, which is non-kosher. But to do whataboutery is not the logical conclusion for this kind of an argument. And Anmol, my friend, what you're doing is right, saying that where is that? But that doesn't solve the issues that we are addressing today. The issues are very simple. Did anyone from Aam Aadmi Party indulge in a conspiracy where the government of Delhi was robbed of its fair share of revenue from liquor? That's the moot point. Number two, was there any diversion of funds? Now there has been a report in the newspapers. I'm not saying it. The newspapers are saying it. The same very newspapers that Aam Aadmi spends a lot of money in advertising, as does the BJP. The newspapers say that they have now found a trail established somewhere in Goa, that some Hawala transactions took place. Let that all come out. But I'm making a larger point here. If people are being arrested and then being freed for lack of evidence, it is a big, big statement on the way our judicial bodies function. Because you cannot keep a person incarcerated if you don't have evidence. Now, this PMLA law is not a law of the BJP's doing. This law existed. This law in itself needs to be re-examined. If the law is being used to persecute people because of political vendetta, that also needs to be analyzed. So I think in the larger debate, yes, we need to introspect. But as of today, it can't be that Aam Aadmi Party has done nothing wrong. Because if that was the case, then Aam Aadmi Party knows how to fight, and this is going to be a massive fight on judicial parameters. I'm done, please.
You know, eventually, Anmol wants to respond here. Eventually,
Sure.
remember, viewers, this is going down to the wire, but it has a lot of certainty, this case. Either, now I'm putting a question here tonight, viewers, to you. Do you think it will be the turning point? On republicworld.com, there is a poll on, and Anmol and Tuhin, the way there is public focus and public attention on it, both sides, BJP and AAP, are aware this is a fight to the finish. If there is a conviction, and let me say this, Anmol, if even one of the senior leaders get convicted, then the reputation of AAP is destroyed forever.
Arnab, this is a false and fabricated
And if Kejriwal is convicted, the AAP will be destroyed irretrievably.
Hopefully we'll meet someday after
And so there's a lot at stake out
1
here.
year
Yes.
when all the leaders will get acquitted. And you must change this hashtag from bail or trail to illegal arrest gate. Because this is what this whole investigation scam is all about. Because after 2 years, they are still fishing for evidence.
Wants to be the anchor
they don't have a single shred of evidence. The so-called premier agency, which is working at the behest of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Arnab, if a procedural bail for them,
But what is alarming is, Arnab, you are still not asking the BJP
amounts to all the cases being false and fabricated, then they are actually indicting themselves.
1 minute, Tuhin.
Can I just make a...
1 minute, 1 minute. You've made enough point. I want to ask Anmol a genuine question. This is not a facetious question. Let's imagine everything you're saying is true. What prevents you, when I say you, I mean the Aam Aadmi Party or other like-minded people, from actually going to the Supreme Court and saying that you believe that the agencies are functioning under political pressure? Because today, suddenly, there has been a reimposition of faith in the Supreme Court by all the parties. See, it's depending on the mood of the wokes and the liberals. If the Supreme Court votes against the government, then democracy has returned. If it votes for the government, it means they're under governmental pressure. I mean, you can't have it both ways, nah?
No, I think that you are jumping the gun. No, let me come in for a minute. There's an anchor on this program. 1 minute.
Tomorrow you can cast aspersions on everything.
No, 1 minute. Abhishek, don't jump too much. No, don't do this. Don't do this verbal trampoline on the program. My question is very simple. My one point is here. See, I'll tell you, and Tuhin is getting damn restless tonight, so I have to have Tuhin have a go at Anmol, and it'll be BJP versus AAP. Let them have a go at each other. I'm not going to. Tuhin, you seem a little muted. Are you getting uncomfortable with what the court said today? My question to you is,
Not at all.
repeatedly I'm asking you, is it coming down to money trail?
Maybe Tuhin
Till a week back, Tuhin.
blood pressure pills today.
Anmol, don't. Anmol,
Stop. You just
Anmol,
stop
question
this
is to
background music.
Tuhin. You don't read his body language.
The fact is, this is... I will
okay, Tuhin,
repeat,
go on.
Arnab, on your show that, Aam Aadmi Party has a fundamental lack of comprehension of issues. Today, that now that they've got a procedural bail, they say that all the charges have been proved false and fabricated, which, they are actually indicting their own leaders. The fact that Manish Sisodia has not managed to get bail for the last 16 months, that only proves that, all the charges against him are true.
Tuhin.
If the court has specifically said
Tuhin,
on
can I
30th
counter you on
October,
this?
just 10 seconds, that
Can I
the
counter you
tentative
on
money
this?
trail of 338
Tuhin,
crore has
Tuhin,
been
may I
established,
counter
they
you on
should
this?
wait for the next hearing
Tuhin,
of that. Yes.
Tuhin, when the BJP, now what the BJP said on Sanjay Singh, now you are saying, coming on my program, that he's not the main man. But October 2023, everyone on. You
was
said,
never
as
the
in the
main man.
BJP said, quote, his right-hand man Manish Sisodia has been languishing in jail for the past several months. Both the right hand and the left hand of Kejriwal are involved in corruption. It's Kejriwal who forces MPs and ministers to commit corruption to fill his coffers. The BJP at that point of time said that Dinesh Arora was the main link that implicated Sanjay Singh. And today the court says that the initial statements of Dinesh Arora did not implicate him, but he had a change of mind later. What the BJP said on Dinesh Arora's statement at that time was, Arora has admitted that he paid 32 lakh rupees as a bribe to Kejriwal by a check on being asked by Sanjay Singh at the meeting to pay for the party fund. So you were very exact in October. You're not as exact in March.
Arnab, can I come in?
So did you read too much into it then?
Arnab,
No,
Manish
Tuhin, you have to
Sisodia
answer
was
this.
always
Tuhin,
supposed to
see,
be
the question
chief
is, it's
architect of the scam. Manish Sisodia was always seen as the
Then
chief
fine,
architect
you
of the
arrest Manish
scam,
Sisodia, I understand. Why
has
Sanjay
been
Singh?
highlighted in one of the court judgments also. No, Sanjay Singh was possibly a collaborator. Interrogation was required at that point of time. You know, interrogation cannot be required in certain cases for infinity if, he has provided information which was required by the agencies, and if the agency thinks that extending his custody is not required, I think the ED would be in the best position to tell you the exact details.
88% of people feel this is not the turning point. The AAP's reading too much. Anmol wants to respond. Bail or trail? Anmol.
Arnab, have you watched that movie, Mujhse Shaadi Karogi? In that movie, there's one character, Dugal Sahab.
No.
आज बीजेपी वाले प्रवक्ताओं की हालत कुछ ऐसी ही है. ये एक दिन कहते हैं जी शरद रेड्डी किंग पिन है, दूसरे दिन कहते हैं संजय सिंह किंग पिन है, तीसरे दिन कहते हैं मनीष सिसोदिया किंग पिन है. They are all rattled. They don't. They are very well aware of the fact that this case will fall flat in 2 minutes. They have no facts to base their claims, and they are just making rhetorical statements which have no existence.
Arnab, bail हुआ है, acquittal नहीं हुआ है.
Anmol,
Sanjay Singh's bail does not absolve Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia.
Can I quote the observations made by Honorable Justice Khanna today, if you allow me? He very clearly said that no money has been recovered. The trace of money is not there because it was long back. Fact of the matter is that money has not been recovered. Please keep in mind that if we are required to record in terms of section 45 of the MLA,
Anmol,
that he has prima facie not committed an offense.
Anmol, 1 minute. Now I'm asking you. No, 1 minute. Observation. We are going to play observation versus observation, okay? We're going to play a little game tonight. We're going to play a little game tonight, Sohail.
Honorable
Our game
Justice
is
Khanna today.
observation versus observation. Okay, you have 1 observation, I have 4. Let's fight. Observation 1. For every observation of yours, I put 1 observation, then you put 1, you put 1 original one.
From the BJP spokesperson.
I have asked every single question. I will not be directed at asking any questions. I never have and never will. Observation versus observation. Delhi High Court, while denying bail to Manish Sisodia, made the following observation.
I have placed all the facts, but still you are not asking the question to BJP spokesperson.
I'll start and end as I want. I'm a free man. No.
Why don't you start?
Certainly, but
I will start. How I start, how I end is not my...
Yeah, let Arnab Goswami conduct his program. When you start your channel, we'll listen to you. Let us finish listening.
Seriously, everybody wants to be an anchor nowadays. Yeah.
They want to be the anchor. Arnab, they want to be the anchor.
No,
Why do you want to do my job? I'm good at my job. That's why I'm doing it for all these years.
Anchor Aadmi Party.
मुझे करने दो ना. This is my speciality. The question is, while because I've got so much research, so much research, I have to use it. My question is, 1 minute, yaar, Anmol. Now listen to me. This is an Ivan Lendl serve going on to you. Question is, the Delhi High Court, while denying bail to Manish Sisodia, said he was in contact with Vijay Nair and the South Lobby. The judge said, and I quote, the evidence collected so far clearly shows that the applicant, through co-accused Vijay Nair, was in contact with the South lobby and the formulation of a favourable policy for them was being ensured at every cost. Your comments on this observation?
No, my
इस observation
comments
पे
are that
आपकी विशेष टिप्पणी please.
मेरी विशेष टिप्पणी ये है कि कृपया करके आप 28 पैराग्राफ की 10वीं लाइन जरूर पढ़ें और बार-बार पढ़ें, और मैं ये भी चाहूंगा कि आप 10th पैराग्राफ और 12th पैराग्राफ जोर-जोर से पढ़ के सुनाएं अपने दर्शकों को, because that will make it very clear that honorable court has denied the allegation of receiving 100 crore bribes, 45 crores, and this observation about tentative establishment do not stand.
What are you saying?
I am saying what has been written in the order.
एक ऑब्जर्वेशन पर इतनी एक्साइटमेंट में 1000 ऑब्जर्वेशन दिखा रहा हूं, आप उस पर डिबेट नहीं कर रहे.
This is not the observation.
Go, Sohail, what is
this?
I am giving him 1000 observations. He says, I don't like your observation. I like my observation. Why?
No,
I like my observation. You have to comment on mine. Sohail is not commenting on my observation.
Judgment made by the Honorable Supreme Court. I am placing reliance on the judgment made by the Honorable Supreme Court.
And I am placing reliance on the observations of both the High Court and the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has said a transfer of 338 crores is tentatively established. Did they say that or not?
Let me clear. Let me make.
Did they? Can you say they
You
didn't say that?
This is not in regard to Mr. Manish Sisodia or Mr. Arvind
On a serious note,
No, Sohail, what's going on?
really, on a serious note, what is really heartwarming is that we have once again reposed our faith in the Supreme Court. There were enough comments being made on the Supreme Court and its judgments for the last 3-4 months. I'm glad that almost all political parties have come to the view that the Supreme Court is independent, as in my mind it always was, and hopefully will always remain.
Yeah.
That's, to my mind, is the silver lining on this very dark, ominous cloud.
You're a master of sarcasm. You're
Not at all.
a wizard of
Being genuine.
sarcasm, Sohail Seth.
I'm being genuine.
There's nobody can surpass you in it. Nobody can surpass you. No,
That's
sir,
also
it's a
a
genuine statement, but there is a...
I know, and I take it with a lot of humility. I accept it with humility and grace, including rolling eyes.
But you know, Sohail, this is going to be one of the more interesting... These are one of the interesting debates of this election season. And it's quite interesting. I mean, otherwise the political contest is so uneven. At least the debate on issues like this is serious. Tuhin, do you have the edge on this? Do you still have the edge on this?
We have a massive edge. I'm telling you, Arnab, Aam Aadmi Party was obviously not expecting the bail today because they know their involvement in the case. So they are, they're so overexcited today that they are not able to make out the difference between a procedural bail and conviction and acquittal. But I think, like I mentioned,
question the wisdom of Supreme Court.
Even if he has got a bail, that does not absolve the other two.
Okay.
And I think, on the one hand,
Anyway,
look at Atishi. Atishi is already planning to get arrested in the next 2 months, along with Raghav Chadha, who, by the way, is absconding, or I don't know where he is. So if they have nothing to hide, I think the least that one expects from a responsible member of Parliament of Rajya Sabha.
You think Raghav Chadha does not have the right to? Raghav Chadha does not have the right to. Raghav Chadha does not have the right to be in London for a month. Why are you questioning Raghav Chadha? What's wrong if he chooses to be in London?
No, he can be
Go
anywhere.
to the Thames,
He can be,
meet some people for lunch, have a coffee.
Anywhere, but I think, Aam Aadmi Party has got brilliant dispensaries and brilliant swasth clinics which they have set up across Delhi. So I think if health is the reason, he should he should avail of the benefits of Delhi's health turnaround, as Aam Aadmi Party always claims.
Maybe he wants to get treated in London. What's your problem? He likes the NHS.
No, and the weather in London is very
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll take a
conducive.
break when I come back on the other side.
The weather in London, Tuhin, is very conducive to anything to do with rights.
Pro-Khalistani UK parliamentarians was the reason, then he should spell it out.